I want to become president of Romania. I want to become a calisthenics god. I want to become a billionaire, go to Harvard, learn a language every single year, a skill like programming every single month, and all of that in the shortest amount of time possible. And I'm guessing that if you clicked on this video, you also have an immense amount of brutal ambition, which means that sometimes it can get the better of you, which means that sometimes you spend more time on mental masturbation than actually doing the tasks that get you closer to your goals. Now, the last thing any of us would like to hear is something along the lines of, if you have so many goals, you'll never, ever accomplish any of them. But in my opinion, that's just an excuse to not live your life to the fullest extent. Because even the busiest people on Earth, people like Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, still somehow find the time to practice Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Zuckerberg learned Mandarin Chinese, and he speaks it relatively well, for God's sake. Yes, of course, they do focus on things like technology and their deep work as their primary focus. The primary focus is their deep work and the things that, I don't know, drive humanity forward and kill a lot of babies, but whatever. But they also indulge and round up their lives with other things. The last thing you want is to become a stinking rich tech entrepreneur who is fat because he didn't focus on exercise, monolingual because he didn't invest time in training his brain with foreign languages, and inept in almost anything that isn't his area of expertise because he invested a fuck ton of time in one single thing. Yes, of course, you want to fixate on something, but don't hyperfixate. There is a clear difference. One is something healthy to do, something that gets you closer to making a name for yourself, and the other is borderline autistic behavior. So if you still want to be excellent in all areas while still having a specific area of expertise, you need to be extremely meticulous about it. First, make a list of your preferably numerous goals. No, it doesn't need to be on like a piece of paper. You can plug it into ChatGPT for all I care because it has the same effect. You just need to articulate it through writing. Then make a daily checklist of the things you need to do in order to make those goals possible and achievable. I'll show you my daily checklist that I've started to implement for a while now, and you can take inspiration from it, specifically on what types of activities you need to be doing in order to get closer to your goals. And because some of my goals are relatively noble, you can also strive to do the same things as I intend on doing, if you're willing to stay consistent and lose your sanity. Okay, so because one of my goals is to learn a language every single year, I have here as a daily task to invest 1 hour in German. Yeah, of course, 1 hour a day, a year, every single day for a year is probably not enough to get to like a B1 level in German, or B2. Maybe you can get to a B1 if you're consistent. But I've been kind of slacking. So, just, if you want to learn a language, 1 hour every single day. I've made videos on how to learn languages. I've made a video on how I learned English and French. I am not English, by the way. I'm not American. I am Romanian, half Spanish, half Romanian. That's my brand. That's my accent. That's my entire personality, really. So, if you want to learn a language, or, I don't know, invest time in training your brain, whether it be with an instrument or a language or whatever else you can come up with, chess, 1 hour every single day should be more than enough. Next, I have script a video, record a video, edit a video, script a short, record a short, and edit a short. These are the things I do for my social media presence, for my actual professional brand. If you want to get into content creation, you know, it's great. You can upload daily, if not weekly, if you want to actually post quality content. You can learn that from somebody else, of course. Then I have 1 hour of skill learning. Now, my rule is to learn a skill every single month. For example, in April, I learned all of Algebra 1. There's Algebra 1 and Algebra 2. Then there's pre-calculus, and then there's calculus, math. Okay? So just find out what you want to learn, whether it be, I don't know, how to play chess, how to play tennis, how to get good at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, for example. what you want to learn. If you want to learn Python, the programming language, if you want to learn more math, Khan Academy helps a lot. This video is not sponsored, although I'd wish it was. So pick a thing that you want to learn. Pick a thing you want to invest time in for a month, an hour every single day, mandatory time, if not even more, and stick to it. Then I have Harvard preparation. Now, this means, I don't know, taking mock tests for the SAT, searching for extracurricular activities that Harvard looks for. I'm in 8th grade now, so it should be good. I should have enough time to build a worthwhile personality and background. So yeah, if you want to get into a university, if you're still in middle school or high school, yeah, definitely invest some time looking into the top universities or just what university you want to get into. I'm sure you'll go to university if you want to. You won't get rejected. You are watching Elias Bisot at the end of the day. Then I have 2 hours of calisthenics, so I can just move my body. A lot of these things that I mentioned, I have the list right in front of me. My computer has shut off. Doesn't matter. A lot of these things that I've mentioned, language learning, Harvard preparation, whatever skill I'm learning, I do it sat down. There's a chair right here. Moved it to the side. I do them sat down. It's probably not healthy. I'm standing up at the moment, so some of these things I don't do sat down, but exercise is extremely important. It makes me think better. It makes me more lively when recording. It makes me edit better. It makes me script better, and it makes all of life better. And calisthenics are the most perfect thing in existence, in my opinion. And then, as even more of a brain boost, I read an hour a day. Whatever. I could read in English, French, Romanian, Spanish, preferably a different language every single day so I don't lose them. I currently only speak about 4 languages. I can't really count German, but in the future it's going to get extremely important to read in different languages, because if I learn a language every single year, more or less, I'm going to lose an immense amount of them. So, read. It helps me a lot with languages, and it's also a nice thing to do, because you can say, hey, I'm actually a reader, and no staple you could put on yourself is as glorifying as that. I hope this video helped. I also hope that the things I have on my checklist and the daily things I do to make my goals turn into reality actually work. And I hope the things that you do on a daily basis so that you can reach a certain level in whatever you want to reach a certain level in are also going to work. It's a very frightening process. Ambition is a fucking killer. It is really just insanely hard to be an ambitious person with a lot of goals. But it is possible if you sacrifice a lot, stay consistent, shut the fuck up when it's needed, and I don't know, subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll see you later, and stronger than ever.